Welcome to eSeniors GT4 Championship. We are at Zolder today, Circuit Zolder in Holland. Don't forget to subscribe and like. I would really appreciate it. So yeah, I wasn't really comfortable with this track, but I started to really feeling good on qualifying, and here is my qualifying lap. Coming down to turn 1, I often use the markings in the road, kind of you see where people have been braking. I've used that as brake markers because they kind of don't go away. If you use fixed objects, you're kind of in trouble. And here you want to go on the left side here. I use the brake marker on one of the side roads to the left. You want to get close to the apex there. Coming down into the chicane, changed my approach a little bit. That really helped. Got it from Jonathan Wood. You're gonna see here I can kind of go liberally on the first one. Tried to avoid the second one. Wasn't really successful with that, but that gives you a good line out and keeping the momentum. I can get on the throttle almost immediately after. Here's my brake marker on the left where the red and white markers start, and you try to go as straight as possible through the chicane. Coming down this one, I had to lift a little bit, stay on the left side, coming down to this hairpin, braking at I think it's the 50 meter, maybe it's 100 meter, I don't remember. Coming down and try to just keep the maximum momentum. Coming up here, I'm using the 100 meter brake marker to the right there, and try to swing around and get the car to turn as quick as possible through the second gearing, go up a little bit on the curve, go a little bit wide here. And I'm really pleased with this lap. It got me into it's 1:38.3, so that put me in a really good spot for this qualifying. It's actually put me in 5th place at the time, but we're going to see here I start in P7. So you see me here in P9. I have Howells and Larsson in front of me in the points, so I really need to do better than them, and if I can do better than Neil Bywater. And you're going to see here in the start I have Bywater in P8 just behind me, so we're going to see a lot of him. So I'm just sitting there behind Obando in the red car. Going on the inside there, try to be a little bit careful, so Bywater capitalized on that, and Obando goes off together with another car. I'm sorry, I think it was Umbro that went off there. So let's jump into the cockpit. So now I'm just trying to hold on. I lost the position to Bywater, but I gained 2 other positions by the 2 guys going off. So anything can happen as you go into this chicane here. We're gonna I'm really staying back and try to be a little bit careful as I'm going through here. Bywater was bouncing a little bit in his Porsche. I think that one is a little bit harder to go through those big bumpy chicanes. So I'm catching up with the team here, try just to keep contact while I'm heating up my tires. So we survived the first 2 chicanes. Coming into the hairpin. Oh, we see there's a lot of fighting in front of us here. So I'm expecting someone to go up here soon. That's normally my strategy, try to and we see that is Parnov really challenging through the chicane, and he gets a little unstable there and give Bywater a little side door there. So Bywater is now ahead of Parnov in his BMW, and he is really chasing Bywater. As I'm kind of I'm going a little wide there, losing a little bit of contact, but we have Chris Bourne in front of Bywater. So I'm kind of enjoying the view here, waiting for something to happen here. Behind me I have Britos, keeping an eye in my rear view mirror as we go into lap number 2 and the second time through this chicane. And everything goes well there. I get a little better line there because I don't hit the second chicane. Coming up to get a little contact with Panoff here, so he's clearly faster than Bywater, and he challenged him quite a bit here. Get a little bit on him, a little door as well there. So that was quite a gutsy move, and we're gonna see that from above here. They go side by side, and yeah, they look to be they were inside, and they were all legal, so there was pretty big elbows there, but kind of gutsy driving by Panoff. So almost completed second lap here, and here I get contact with Bywater, just trying to stay on his bumper as much as possible, while Britos is just in my rearview mirror. I had to keep look at both of them. So yeah, chasing Bywater, that's going to be the story here for the next several laps. We are coming into end of lap 5. So we see a little mistake there by Bywater in that last chicane, and I'm able to capitalize on that. We're gonna see here that Bywater, he's really strong in, or maybe yeah, he's really strong. You see in turn 1 and turn 2, he really challenged me there, and later in the race I actually figured out what I was doing wrong. I was going a little bit too safe, so I was going in second gear in both turn 1 and turn. Look at it, he's really challenged me, so I'm having a lot of fun here. I'm just keeping my eye in the rear view mirror for this yellow and blue car. And behind Bywater we have Britos still sitting back there. So coming into the chicane, and Neil is a really good driver, so I felt really safe with him behind. I know he wouldn't do anything crazy. I think both of us were happy to be up in this, top 5, top 6 in this race. So really good racing. So he's really stronger in the first sector, and then we're coming. He has a little bit more problems with the Porsche going through that first chicane with you have those big bumps, and he has a little bit trouble getting through that one. So that's where I get a little bit of relief. And then he catch me a little bit in the later stage of like in sector 3. So it's really a cat and mouse game at this point, just making sure I'm hitting the marks. Also, I was thinking I didn't want to get Britos involved too, so I really have to keep good tempo and let Britos catch Bywater. And you see that whole gang. And here we're jumping to lap 21, so we've been going for quite a while, and as you saw behind Bywater, we didn't have all those cars, so I'm doing a big mistake here. So obviously Bywater is able to capitalize on that, no problem whatsoever. And I really didn't want to fight too much, because again I didn't want to have Britos at this point sits 6.5 seconds behind us. So now I'm doing the chase, so now it's the opposite here. So we're gonna see that I'm able to chase him down when there is in the sectors where I'm much faster. So here we go. Now in the end of the race, we've been driving like this now for a while, so we're lap 22. I actually figured out a little bit. You see I'm on in third gear, so now I'm able to keep up with Neil here in the first turn 1 and turn 2. So I'm really pushing here to see if I can get P5. So we're following here from the Porsche rear wing on this blue and yellow Porsche. Coming into the chicanes, you're gonna see that I'm gaining on him, certainly as we go through the next chicane. So here we go, coming really close, coming out of this one really well. So now I'm really trying to put pressure on him. So all it takes is a small mistake, So I'm really pushing hard. Coming into this right-hander. Now we have the next chicane. Such a fun race. I like the GT4 cars. I should have taken the McLaren. You see, I'm getting a really good run out of that one. And here we're coming into the sector where he is really strong, the first sector. So now in the last lap, I'm really pushing to see what we can do. So now I'm actually even with him in this first sector. Now I'm driving differently on third gear. So that's what's really what I needed to do from the beginning. But I felt a little bit, car didn't feel stable going through on that. But here I'm just throwing caution to the wind because I really need to get as close as possible. And we have again our friend Britos behind, and you see going through the chicane, I'm really getting an advantage coming down the hill here into the next chicane. I'm just waiting for him to do a mistake here, but he's going through this one really nicely. I'm still just really close. And this is the last lap, so I'm pushing. I just try to hit my lines, don't do anything crazy. Because at the end of it, I'm pretty pleased with the P6. So here we go. We're almost done with this race. And like you see, I've been chasing him for so many laps now. And he goes out to take that chicane, and he gets a good run out of it. So I have no chance to do anything there. So really good race by Neil, and he's celebrating as he goes over to and the checkered flag. And here, look at this table here. You see the Marcus on the left, so Bywater. Obviously, I couldn't challenge him, but Larsson and Howells, I was able to get better points than them. And the Branco, he wasn't even in the race. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.